Today, I want to talk about chronic pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, back pain, foot pain, knee pain. The reason I want to talk about this is because I remember very clearly how bad it was to be stuck in pain all the time. So I want to answer the question, why am I always in pain? And I want to explain to you how I arrived at my understanding of chronic pain and how that has shaped my outcomes and how that has gotten me back to being able to be active, pain-free, feeling confident in my body, and being able to wreck my body, wiping out surfing, skating, mountain biking, and all that stuff. So first of all, in my 20s, things were really, really bad. I'm now almost 40 years old. In my 20s, things were horrible. It got to the point where I couldn't type for more than 5-10 minutes. My right shoulder was constantly subluxing. I couldn't lie on my right side without feeling like crunch around and shift and clunk. I couldn't raise my arm out to the side. I couldn't hang from monkey bars. Things were bad. My knee was hurting a lot. I got an MRI on it. My feet were hurting a lot by my mid-20s. It was absolutely terrible, and it was a constant foot pain. My spine got hurt in high school, so I found it really difficult to sleep for a year and a half, 2 years. Everything just was falling apart, and by the time I was in my mid-20s, it was just like, okay, I can't do this. How am I supposed to deal with this? I'm in constant pain. Why am I always feeling this pain? Now, I did see doctors from my teens all the way through my 20s, and the answer I constantly got was, well, you just need to rest more. You've hurt yourself, and the only thing you can do is rest. And then when I got that MRI on my knee, the doctor said, hey, you know what? You just need to rest more. And I said, what's wrong? This doesn't make sense. My knee hurts so much. I can't rest more. And the doctor basically said, I was 22 at the time. The doctor said, well, you know, on the MRI, it's all okay. There's no real serious damage or anything, so that's great news. But, you know, as you get older, these things just wear out. And, you know, and I said to myself, I'm 22. I've been resting for 3 years. This doesn't make any sense. If the medical system's explanation for my pain is correct, then I am screwed. Because doctors basically said, everything's just wearing out. And at 22, the expiration date has passed. So basically, whatever you have been able to do, you won't be able to do again in the future because you are too old. And I said to myself, okay, 22, that means, let's say I live to even 62. Let's say I make it to 65 or 67 and draw Social Security. That means I have to live 40 more years with my body feeling like absolute crap. I don't think I really want to do that. I don't think that's an acceptable explanation. So I was told, you know, there's arthritis, whatever. Over the years, I've done all kinds of investigations with doctors just to see what they say. And I've been told I have arthritis, blah, 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 blah. And hey, guess what? It was all BS. So here's what I have found. If I followed that path, I was basically going to end up with a very long, slow, painful death, a 40-year death. I was just going to be atrophying, getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and that just seemed completely unacceptable. So what did I do? Well, I thought about this. Well, what happens if maybe they're wrong, and what if maybe some of this has to do with how weak my muscles have become? Because if I think about this logically, if I want to be able to move, everything that I've ever done sports-wise has required muscles to move my bones around. What if all of this kind of comes down to whether or not these muscles are working correctly? Because inside, deep internally, I feel like the muscles are not working properly, and PTs and chiropractors and everybody I'm seeing, they're not really helping me reestablish proper muscle control. So what if I could learn how to do that myself? And that's basically what I started to investigate. I started seeing massage people who could help me some and make things feel a little more balanced for a short period of time. And then I started looking at different exercise regimens and looking at different strategies to restore muscle balance. And I started to find, hey, my shoulder doesn't hurt so much. I can sleep on it, and my feet are starting to feel better. And, you know, I might be able to use my knee a little better. And over time, gradually, things did start to get better. And you fast forward now almost 20 years, I'm stronger now than I was in college. I'm more resilient than I was back in my college years. I feel better than I ever did in my 20s because I wake up without pain. Because when I asked myself the question, why am I always in pain? I decided not to take the medical answer. So I want to give you an analogy that might be really helpful here. The thing that I see with the human body and muscle pain and joint pain is that this is generally a process-driven issue. The sensations of chronic pain, the sensations of like, this knee hurts or my shoulder hurts, while they are chronic, they do not indicate that you have a serious problem with your body. Now, what do I mean? Okay, think about this. Imagine you decided that all you're going to eat is little plastic poker chips and nickels. That is going to be your diet. You are just going to eat plastic poker chips and nickels every single day for the next year. By the end of that year, I'm going to guess that your stomach is not going to feel very good. Let's assume you survive a year of eating all that. Your stomach's going to probably feel terrible. It's probably going to feel really intensely bad after about a week, maybe even a day, maybe even after one meal of that. But let's just say you go 2 months of just eating plastic poker chips and nickels, and maybe we say you have smoothies too, so you're getting some nutrition and you're able to survive. But you're doing this and your stomach hurts. Your stomach doesn't just hurt a little bit. It hurts intensely. Every time you eat, you're eating this thing that you really shouldn't be eating, and it's hurting your body, and your body's giving you this signal of, hey, stop eating this. But you have decided in your mind that because of this random book you read about eating poker chips and nickels, that this is a great idea, this is the healthiest thing you should be doing, and everybody you know is doing it. But your stomach hurts, so you just keep eating and hoping that it'll go away for some magical reason, but it doesn't. Now, in this case, is your stomach pain a result of stomach dysfunction? No. Is your stomach pain a result of some sort of weird, bizarre disease that must be surgically operated to fix? Maybe, are you genetically messed up? Is there something wrong with your stomach that somebody maybe needs to give you a stomach replacement? No. You have been doing something, there's a process in play that is forcing your body to give you a noxious signal of, hey, stop doing this. What you're doing doesn't work. Now, apply this to muscle and joint pain. Muscles cross joints, they move the bones around. They are responsible for whether or not you have range of motion in the directions and positions that you wish to achieve. So if the muscles are not able to do that, you will feel it. Right? This is just, there's nothing to argue about here, right? If the muscles cannot get to a certain position or they can't hold a position for a while, you'll get a sensation. If I hold it out here for 20 minutes, I'm going to get a sensation. My muscles are going to talk to me. Your muscles are also going to talk to you when you are not feeding them well. If, for example, all I did with my right arm was just a bunch of bicep curls all day, every day, and this is all I trained, I would start to feel some discomfort, probably in the biceps, probably in the elbow, and definitely in and around the elbow whenever I try to straighten out my elbow, because I've trained the muscles to hold this position. But if I start to train everything around the elbow joint to function correctly, then it's going to feel better. That doesn't mean that I can just stretch the biceps and everything will be fixed, right? Because I also have weakness here. Other muscles like the forearm muscles that kind of come around and twist in here that affect the elbow, they also need to relearn how to function. So you have to realize that when you feel joint pain, you're not just dealing with a joint that's rotted or malformed or diseased in some way. You shouldn't jump to that conclusion. Instead, we should actually carefully step towards the realization that we have a role to play in whether or not we're experiencing chronic pain. If all we're doing is sitting on our butts all day long, letting these muscles atrophy, letting these muscles get stuck all day, every day, then we should expect our bodies to hurt. We should 100% expect our bodies to say, hey, this isn't right. You need to get up. We need to do something. We need to reestablish balance. Something needs to be done. Otherwise, pain, 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 pain. So that, for me, is the idea that has worked. That's what's brought me to where I am, where I'm able to do whatever I want. I know how to maintain my body so that it feels pretty good. And if I overdo something or underdo something, I know, okay, pain signal means I have to do something, some sort of exercise, some sort of movement to feed my body with good, nutritious movement so it feels healthy again. Once I'm putting in the right kind of food and fuel, I'm no longer eating poker chips and nickels, then my body is going to feel better. My muscles feel better, the joints feel better, and everything in general feels better. Life goes better. So I hope this perspective helps you. You understand that, no, don't just think about disease, right? The intensity of your sensations does not necessarily mean you have some horrible disease or horrible dysfunction. What it most likely means when we're talking about joint and muscle pain is that you have to change the process, change the inputs that are resulting in your body not feeling good. That could be poor sleep habits, probably is that. That could be too much stress from staring at your freaking phone all the time and checking messages and social media and making sure people like you, because do they like you? I don't know if they like me. I hope they like me. Oh man, why doesn't anybody like me? Stop poisoning your body with stress. You have to give it good sleep. You have to give it good motion, good exercise so that your body is balanced. You have muscle balance, you have strong muscles, flexible, extensible muscles. That's what you need for a body that feels good. I'm going to link to articles in the description box on my website that go in depth about how to identify muscle imbalances and dysfunctional muscles, how to fix muscle imbalances and dysfunctional muscles, what to expect during the process, all that good stuff. I'm going to link to some longer articles down there, and I hope you find them really, really helpful, and I hope you found this perspective helpful. If you know somebody else in chronic pain, share this with them, share this in whatever support group online that you're in. If you're on Reddit, if you're on Facebook in some sort of group, please share this with them so that people can get this perspective, so that they understand chronic pain, intense pain doesn't necessarily mean you are badly damaged. It means the process is damaged. It means the process is broken, and it's time for you to take control and fix that process so that you feel good again. This is all about thinking right so that you can move right and then feel right. So remember to subscribe. I hope this helps you. Like this. I appreciate it. And as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't.
Every time